So you promoted your music, your streams grew, but as a result, you're short on funds, your fame outweighs that money, and your growth is eating all of the money you just earned. Well, there are ways to fix this, and it has to deal with perceptions and positioning. And when this video is over, you'll understand why streaming is so hated and what to do about it. So my goal is to help you understand that streaming is a sustainer. It supports your business operations first and your pockets second. So let's get this straight before we go in. Streams sustain your income, inflate your fame, and your operating expenses eat away at the money. I've been seeing this over and over and over again with artists I help and consult, and those that get it survive and those that don't die out. Number one, streams sustain. They don't stabilize or boost. So if you notice, doesn't it seem as if you always have to feed the system when it comes to streaming? Well, this is because of the business model of streaming. It's designed to sustain your income. And just like you hold a sustain pedal down on a piano, eventually that note that you press will dissipate and you'll have to press that key again to get more sound. So the key is to create a scheduled single release plan to keep the stream sustaining you. If you don't, your sound and notoriety will fade away, but if you do, you can sustain your career. Now, I want you to decide if you're going to run a twice a month, once a month, or every 2 month schedule. This will give you time to build your promo materials and time for you to build your momentum so your audience can get used to your schedule. If you think you can't do this, then take time to create a cache of records first, pick your winners and release from there. Stop rushing because we don't want to hear your trash records. But at the end of the day, if you're an artist, you should be writing, producing, and recording records daily in some shape, form, or fashion. Now, high streams equal inflated fame. Let me explain this. Crazy how your streams can go up, making you some money, but you don't feel like you're worth the fame and notoriety you currently have based on your income, right? It's because for every stream you earn, your reach and impression upon people is 10x. So one stream equates to about 10 or more people hearing, talking, or knowing about you. See how that works? These are the people who didn't convert. And once you understand this, the key is to figure out how to fill that massive gap of impressions with another product that will make up for the difference in money, a booster product, if you will, a direct-to-consumer product. Now, if you don't, you will 100% go broke without a shadow of a doubt. But if you fill that gap, your perceived self-worth will rise because the money will rise and it will feel like you won't be a slave to the system, right? So now you feel good because the money is starting to match the fame. So you want to come up with some type of D2C product ideas that will fill that gap. And then you want to create an experience around the winning product and promote the experience that sells the product. So you want to promote the experience. It will sell the product itself. Now, if you think this is hard, wait until you get to the next part of this video and you'll wish that you did this step. So now we got how streams sustain you and how they inflate the fame. But this next part is where most of you all won't make it. And it's the operating expenses part. So stay with me. And side note, if you need a strong business foundation to run your record label with funding, grab my 60-day record label system complete with my funding partners to fund some of this process. And let's talk about operating expenses eating up your streaming profits. Now, when you get your first streaming income checks, you're going to do three things. You're going to splurge with that money, you're going to buy more gear, or you're going to buy some better software and systems to make the business run better. The last option is the best option. However, as you grow, you will always need better software and systems. These are known as operating expenses, and Spotify always foots the bill every time. This is why you have no money and artists will say streaming doesn't make sense. I hear you. But if you go back to step 2 to eliminate the shortage on your funds by creating products, you'll understand that you've got to boost your funds with another product. If you don't, you will try to carve out a profit margin from your streams, but that won't come for a while, usually after you've gotten above $2,000 to $7,000 a month, depending on your label size. If you do create that product, you will create lots of breathing room. Now, all you have to do is, again, come up with some D2C product that, ideas that will fill that gap, create an experience around the winning product, and promote the experience to sell the product. I know it sounds like a broken record, but your music is a means to get you to a larger opportunity or bigger endeavors in life. You want to realize that your fame will always be bigger than your streams by 10x. Streams sustain your income, they don't boost it or stabilize it, and operating expenses will always eat into your streaming checks until you hit about $2,000 to $7,000 a month. The goal is to truly understand what the role of streaming is and how it shouldn't be hated, ignored, or depended on. The real question isn't should you do this, it's how much longer can you afford not to understand what's happening. Now, if you need help with devising a strategy around this, book a call with me today. Calls are back open. Or join our group strategy calls every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time inside the Music Moneymakers community. Click below to join. I would be happy to have you there. So would everybody else. Now, if you think releasing 12 records a year complete with promotional materials is hard, it's not. releasing trash records is. So stop rushing. And if you think creating a D2C product is hard, well, let me tell you this. Try living with increased fame and notoriety while operating expenses slowly eat away at your streaming profits. Now, as Big Boy said it so eloquently, this is a grown man's business, and I know you're going to watch quite a few YouTube videos on this. Please go ahead and do it. But streaming alone is going to cause you to overwork yourself. The payouts you get from the overworking break people's spirits daily. It does. And they either quit or create a product, but the choice is yours. So at the end of the day, if you were struggling to understand why you have an increased level of fame, no profits, and you can't sustain yourself releasing songs for streams, you now know why you aren't supposed to depend on the streams alone. But you also know where you've got to get to. Music money makers, if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, grab the 60-day record label system complete with funding, join the Music Money Makers community, book a call, grab the free stuff, watch this next video right over here to save your career, and I'll see you next time. Peace.